In old age, loneliness becomes a person's greatest enemy. And when a mother or father who once paused every journey for their children, held back their dreams, silenced their own desires, when they decide to travel alone, understand this: they're not just leaving for a destination. They're leaving behind a silent emotion. Visuals. An elderly man stands quietly at the airport entrance, ticket in hand. There's a flicker of fear in his eyes and a silent hope in his heart. The same journey that once began by holding their child's hand now feels like a battle they must fight alone. The sparkle in their eyes has faded. The strength in their steps has slowed, but still, every move they make carries a quiet bravery. Visuals. Standing in line, the old man keeps checking his ticket as if asking himself, "Am I really going?" Once, these same hands held ours through crowded train stations. They stood while we sat. For them, the journey wasn't about sightseeing. It was about seeing us smile. Today, those hands tremble. Those same eyes look nervously at unfamiliar places. They're not waiting for anyone anymore, but somewhere deep down, they're wishing someone would say, "Dad, why are you going alone?" I'm here. Visuals. Loud airport announcements. The elderly man struggles to find his gate. People pass by, unaware, as if his presence makes no difference. When did we grow so old that we let go of their hand? The same parents who stayed up all night when we had a fever, who clapped the loudest at our school plays, now sit quietly in airport lounges, waiting, hoping someone will ask, "Are you okay?" Visuals. He checks his phone again and again, maybe hoping one of us calls just to say, "Dad, cancel the trip. I'm coming with you." But the phone stays silent, like a part of his life has gone mute. And when he finally boards the plane, stares out the window, he's not just watching the clouds. He's watching old memories float by. Memories of little voices screaming, "Dad, look at the mountains." Now there's no screaming, only silence. Visuals. Inside the plane, he quietly fastens his seatbelt. His eyes glisten. No one notices. So he puts on a smile, like everything's okay. When the plane lands, he goes to a hotel. Alone, the receptionist asks, "Single occupancy?" He nods. Doesn't say much. There's a quiet question swirling inside him. Am I truly alone now? And far away, his children are busy. In meetings, deadlines, plans, thinking Dad's strong. He'll manage. Yes, he will manage. But have you ever asked, why does he need to? Not because he wants to, but because he has to. Because no one else offered to carry the weight. Visuals. The old man picks up his suitcase and enters his hotel room. Silence all around, except the ticking of a clock. There will come a day when the journey will end. And maybe then we'll want to walk beside him. But by then, it may be too late. If your parent is about to travel somewhere, or even just thinking about it, don't just ask, "Was the flight okay?" Ask, "Why did you go alone?" The biggest regrets in life are not about what we couldn't do. They're about what we could have done, but didn't. So if your parents are planning a trip, or even quietly packing. Hold their hand. Walk with them. Because the time will come when their hand will still be there, but the journey won't. Visuals. Flashback a small child walking hand in hand with their father, then cut to the same father today walking alone. This journey of life isn't just theirs. It's our responsibility too. He said, "I'm going out for a walk," and slowly stepped out of the house, his hand gently wrapped around his walking stick. His gait was hesitant, uneven, the kind of walk only age can teach. Each step told a story of years gone by, of strength slowly fading, of a life that had given so much now, asking for so little. His daughter looked up from her phone and asked, half distracted, "Where are you going, Dad?" He paused, offered a small smile that held both love and loneliness, and replied, "Just around the block. I'll be back soon." But this time, he didn't come back. There were no warning signs, no goodbyes, just an old man slowly disappearing into the world, a world that had no time to notice. When a child goes missing, it becomes a headline. Helicopters hover. Volunteers search the forests. The entire community grieves, rallies, and prays. But when an elderly parent disappears, the response is eerily quiet. Maybe a post shared a few times on social media. A blurry photo. A few lines. Missing age 72, wearing a gray sweater and a white cap. If seen, please contact, and that's it. As if his life filled with sacrifices, memories, and meaning had been reduced to a couple of lines and a hope that someone still cares. But we forget that this man once held our little hands through the scariest moments of our childhood, that he once waited in the rain outside our school gates just to bring us home safely, that he once gave up his meals so we never went to bed hungry. And now, as he walks unfamiliar roads, nobody walks beside him. Nobody checks if his shoes hurt. Nobody asks if he remembers the way back home. The world around him moves fast. Cars honk, people rush, phones ring, and in the middle of it all is a man who's become invisible. His only companion is a walking stick. His only map is a memory. His daughter keeps refreshing her phone, her hands trembling, hoping for any update. His son drives aimlessly from street to street, calling out his name into the wind, haunted by the growing silence. And then the guilt sets in. That awful, aching kind of guilt that comes too late. I should have walked with him. I should have talked to him more. I thought he was okay. But the truth is, he wasn't okay. Not for a long time. He didn't get lost that day. We lost him long before in our distractions, in our work, in our screens, in our assumptions that he'd always be around, that he didn't need us as much as he once did. But the truth is, when parents grow old, their needs don't vanish. They just become quieter. And sadly, we often hear them only after it's too late. The police pull up old CCTV footage. There he is, a small, slow figure, crossing the street alone. The last known sighting. The daughter breaks down. Her knees give way. That moment becomes a lifetime because that's the last time they saw him. And no one knows what happened next. That's the kind of heartbreak that doesn't heal. the kind that lingers in every corner of the house, in his favorite chair, in his unused teacup, in the silence of mornings that once began with his soft knock on the door. Not every lost person is found, and not every goodbye is spoken aloud. Sometimes it's just the sound of a door closing behind them, followed by silence. So if your father or your mother says, "I'm going out for a bit," don't just nod while looking at your screen. Don't say, "Okay, be careful," and turn away. Stand up. Walk with them. Talk to them. Make time, even when you think you don't have it. Because one day, you might replay their last words in your mind over and over again. And those words might be, "I'll be back soon." But they won't be.